want to talk to you about your upcoming mediation. A lot of people don't know what mediation is. Some lawyers don't even seem to know the difference between mediation and arbitration. So mediation, as your attorney at our firm will be telling you or has told you, is where you try to come together with a professional who's good at trying to help people resolve problems, and the parties come together in a formal way to try to settle the case. We do want you to prepare for the mediation, and we'll help you do that. However, we don't want you to feel a ton of pressure that you have to testify, because you do not, because you have to do a lot of talking in front of the other side, because you do not, because you feel like you're being forced to settle, which you are not. The mediator has no power other than the power of persuasion to lead you and us to believe, and the other side to believe, that there may be some common ground in which we can get the case resolved. So we want you to be prepared, but we also want you to be relaxed. Understand we'll be with you, next to you every step of the way. And a couple of tips for you that again we'll go over, but it doesn't matter where a negotiation starts. In other words, if they offer you $1, that may be very emotionally upsetting and ridiculous, but it doesn't matter where they start. It's where it ends at the end of the day. Also, we find that this is a process. In other words, if you try to hurry up and get it done because you're a bottom line type person, you might become frustrated. This is a little bit of a, I hate to say it this way, but a little bit of a dance. The other side has to get their position off their chest. Oftentimes you'll want to be able to tell the mediator your full story, which is fine. You can do it in private with them, with us sitting next to you and outside the presence of the other side. And so this process takes a little bit of time, and we put a lot of effort into our negotiating skills. And so we will be right there with you as an advisor. And anytime we're dealing with the other side, we will do the talking. You won't have to do anything. Nobody can ask you a bunch of questions that you don't want to answer. So it's we want to give you understanding that we do want you to prepare and start thinking about it, but we don't want you to feel like you're under a tremendous amount of pressure, because it's a voluntary process. I mean, it's ordered by the court, but it's voluntary in terms of you don't have to settle if you don't want to. The other thing is start to think about what you might be willing to do or not do, but do not. We say do not, because it's generally not a good idea for the process or for you to say before you walk in, this is my bottom line. So have an idea of where you want to go. Talk to your attorney here at Vernon Litigation Group. Be prepared, but remember, we'll be right there with you every step of the way. We have training in negotiation. We'll know the negotiator, and you will not feel, and you should not feel, pressured to do anything. Best of luck with your mediation.